I told my friend that my crush could F me in the butt, and he overheard. It all started when a teaching assistant for one of my classes got sick, and they got someone else to fill in for a lecture. The guy they got to fill in was a fumbling mess, but damn it, he was also so cute. I did some light stalking afterward and found out he has a blog, and it was one of the most wholesome and funny things I had read in a while. One time I was studying in the library and saw that he took a seat near mine, so I struck up a conversation with him, and it went so great. We talked for hours, and I got no work done. I work in a research lab on campus part-time. This past week, my PI was still out on vacation, but my mentor had full access to the lab, so I was free to do my experiments unbothered. One of my close friends also works in the same lab as me, so we've been having a blast just hanging in a basically empty lab. It was about 4 p.m. yesterday when we decided to go out into the hallway to just chill for a bit and eat some snacks. One of the doors to another lab that we were standing close to was open, but we didn't think too much about it since the entire floor was really deserted. We were talking about this guy she's seeing when she asked me if anything new happened between me and the awkward dude who guest lectured. I told her about what happened in the library, and she started drilling me about his facial expressions and how close he was sitting to analyze if he was into me. We were saying things like I feel like at least one time his eyes dropped down to my lips, or did he stare at you for longer than 5.7 seconds? Because if it was, he for sure wants to F you. It was all for craps and giggles. Then me, being the crass unfiltered person I am, went and said, I would even let him F me in the butt if he wanted to. And we both burst out into laughter. Disclaimer, I was not kidding. Then, out of nowhere, I hear footsteps coming out of the open door next to me, and both me and my friend whip around to look. Lo and behold, to my terror, the guy I like walks out of the door, gives us a barely concealed shocked look and says, hey, you guys might wanna just keep it down a little bit. I can hear everything, then he winks at me, goes back inside but leaves the door open. I gave my friend the most mortified look, and she mouths, holy poop, that's him, and I straight up bolt down the hallway and flee down the stairs with my friend chasing behind me until I reach the outside of the building, where I promptly collapse onto a bench. My friend comforted me amidst many fits of laughter while I died slowly due to the sheer embarrassment I brought onto myself. She also searched up the name of the lab that is literally 3 down from ours, and sure enough, he's listed under our team. I told my friend that my crush could F me in the butt, and he overheard. I didn't come back to the lab until winter break was over, hoping that the large influx of people would somehow prevent me from ever seeing him again. That didn't happen. On my first day back, I was in the break room making some toast when he walks in. OF, I had thought, knowing that a confrontation was probably inevitable and that I ought to apologize for my crass comment. But instead, I frantically looked away and focused on putting peanut butter on my toast, because if I do that, he can't see me, right? I accidentally lathered peanut butter all over my hand, and he noticed me. That didn't happen again. Instead, he came up right next to me, smiled, and said, hey, how was your break, and why is there peanut butter on your hand? I avoided the peanut butter question. I looked up awkwardly and told him it was fine, mainly just stayed on campus and worked at the lab. He told me that he basically did the same but went to see his family for a couple of days. He didn't bring up what happened either, thank God. Then he said something along the lines of, is that all you're having for lunch? And I was like, yeah, I was in a rush and forgot to pack something. Then he said, oh, I was gonna go grab something to eat at a sandwich place, do you wanna come with? I was like, what the F, that smooth mother effer. I tried not reading into it and brushed it off as him being nice, so I said sure, and we went. Well, we ended up having a great lunch. Inevitably, as we were on our way back, he finally made a crack and was like, so tell me, after our lunch today, how many seconds do you think I spent staring at you? I literally just looked at him blankly with my jaw dropped before he chuckled out, it has to be longer than 6 seconds at a time, right? That has to mean I like you. This was a reference to what my friend and I were talking about that day when he overheard. Even with my shock, I managed to laugh and make a wise crack back at him. Well, tomorrow is our 1-month anniversary. We done the butt stuff, by the way.